Hey everyone, today we've got yet another deck profile for Cardfight Vanguard Overdress Set 3. This time we're doing it on... this time it's definitely truly my second favorite deck of Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. This is Sealed Blaze Maiden Bavsargra. She is actually, well, she was the main villain for Season 2. Well, her user was the main villain for Season 2. And she's kind of was the main villain for the second half of the new Cardfight Vanguard story that's taking place on their planet and all that. So she's kind of the rival to Nirvana, and we'll see more of that once her actual support comes out in Set 4. Now, while she might not have specific support for her yet, she is still able to be used as her own deck, as Dragon Empire has a lot of good cards, good generic cards that you can use with this deck. And, well, we'll go over what I was able to throw together with what we have. So, okay, this ride line, you must play all 4 of them specifically, otherwise the deck will not work. So, you must play this Grade 0. Sealed Blaze Dragon, or Hisna, I believe. So, it's just a basic Grade 0, but, again, you must play it. And this is why. When placed, Sealed Blaze Dragon, Namorkar? Yeah. When placed on Vanguard by riding from the Grade 0, you Soul Blast the Grade 0, and then search your deck for up to 1 Blaze Shield, Sealed Blaze Sword for TV, or Sealed Blaze Shield Swayambu. So, one of these cards. And then you add that to your hand. Okay, so those are the equip cards. Once we... as it's... well... I guess we might as well go into them now. So, these are the main gimmick of this deck. So we've got 1 of Swayambu. This is the left deity arms of Bavsargra, or at least one of the left deity arms. We're getting more. But this one is very good. And it's even going to be played much later on, most likely. You can play this by counterblasting 1, and then the unit that's armed with this card is when the armed, When the unit armed with this card is attacked, that armed unit gets plus 10k for the end of the turn, and that's the, it looks... yeah, it is attacked, so that's on your opponent's turn. Okay, so yeah. And that power lasts until the end of that battle. You can use it to get rid of an attack completely, or to at least try to soften the blow of having to use a bunch of cards from your hand, or just to help out with cards in your hand. It's a very nice card, and it's most likely going to stay in this deck. And then we've got the sword. You play this with a Soul Blast 1, and this goes on her right. So this one, when the unit armed with this card attacks, that armed unit gets plus 10k. So the shield is defense, the sword is attack. And then if your opponent has 4 or less damage, you can counterblast 2, put this unit in your drop zone, and inflict 1 damage on your opponent. Okay, very nice. So, we'll continue with the ride line. Then I'll show you how these look lined up with Bavsargra. We're going to go to the Grade 2 now. When this unit is placed by riding on the Grade 1, choose an arms card in your drop and put it into your hand. So, basically what you do is the one that you search off the Grade 1, this or this, you can use that as your discard cost for the ride deck. And then with this guy, you immediately get that card back. So, very nice. Oh, and it also does have a rearguard effect that we will use in this deck. When this unit attacks, if your Vanguard is armed, this unit gets plus 5k until the end of the turn. Very nice. And of course, Bavsargra herself. When she is armed, you soul charge 1 and choose a grade 1 or less in your drop zone, and you call it. So that's pretty nice. And if this unit is armed with 2 or more cards, right now we can only do 2. You Soul Blast 2, retire all of your opponent's front row rear guards, and you get a critical until the end of turn. Very cool. This is honestly why she's probably the best start deck grade 3 that's out right now, and her just start deck in general is the best to pick up because she's very good even on her own. So now we'll go into the actual deck itself. All these we've gone over Bavsargra and her sword and shield, but now we will see what she looks like with them lined up. Okay. So here, oh, come on. And come on. And that's all right. It's not the best way to show it, but we can at least kind of see. Okay, so we'll move on to the rest of the deck. We've got 2 of this grade 3 sealed Blaze Dragon, or Sharla, I believe. When it's placed on rear guard, you Crown Blast 1, choose an arms card in your drop, and put it into your hand. More ways to get the arms that you discarded for the ride deck, or ones such as the sword that you discard for its own effect. So very cool. That's a nice way to get them back. And then this one is just kind of an interesting tech card that I've put in the deck for now. It's obviously once we get, again, her actual stuff, it will be removed. This is Volcanic Gun Dragon. When this unit attacks, if your opponent's front row has no rear guards, so that ties in with her effect, this guy gets plus 5k until the end of the turn. It's pretty generic, and like I said, it's probably going to be removed immediately when her set 4 stuff comes out. But he's here for now. He's basically just a generic big card to use, and that's simple. He's essentially a other version of this guy. Again, we went over his ride effect, but again, that's his. He essentially has the same rearguard effect as this guy without the retiring all your front row. He's just if your Vanguard is armed. And next up, we have another grade 2. This is Blast Artillery Dragon Brachio Force. When this unit's attack hits, you can retire him to draw a card and then choose one of your opponent's cards and retire it. Very cool. But like a lot of these random common cards that I've put in here, they will be removed, unfortunately, even though they're very cool, once Bavsargra's actual support releases. So, and then we've got Namarkar again. I'll go over his rearguard effect this time. When this unit attacks, this unit gets plus 2k until the end of that battle. Whatever, he's just here because he's a grade 1, honestly. And then, Stealth Dragon Fumashi Madoka. We've got this. He's got a rearguard and Guardian Circle effect. If your opponent's drop zone has 4 or more cards, this unit gets plus 2k attack and plus 5 shield. And if there's 8 or more, he gets another plus 5k shield. So very cool. It's a very good shield card. Then we have Tencha Stead. when they attack this unit boosted hit, you count blast 1, retire him, and choose one of your Vanguards. Search your deck for up to 1 card with the same name and add it to your hand. So more ways to reach more of her, so you can get Persona Right effects and more. Oh, and fun fact. When you ride on top of her with another copy of herself, your arms cards do not go to the drop as they carry over to the other Bavsargra. However, if you ride a grade 3 that is not her, they go to the drop zone. So, little tidbit of information right there. Of course, we now go into what's in every deck. The 4 perfect guards. The 8 crits. The 4 heals. The 3 fronts. And of course, the final, the over trigger. That's it for this deck, really. I really like it, and I'm going to like it a lot more once she actually gets her own cards, which will be real nice. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's probably not the best version of a deck that you can put together with her right now, but it's what I managed to throw together and what I thought would be a good idea. But if you had any suggestions for what could possibly work until set 4 comes out, which is actually early mid-February, so yeah, set 3 does not last that long. Goodbye.